to my channel over here, where today we got some drugstore makeup that we're going to try out. Most of it's new, but some of it's new to me. Last year I was just really on the Sephora bandwagon, didn't try a lot of drugstore, so there's some stuff that I wanted to try that came out last year that I did not, and this year one of my goals for my channel is to try more drugstore. So please give this video a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, become a part of this YouTube family, and we're just going to jump into it. So without further ado, let's get to this new drugstore and new to me drugstore makeup. Typically I will go in with eyeshadow first because of fallout purposes. However, we don't have an eyeshadow palette, we have an eyeshadow stick, and then we have our bronzer. So a lot of times that's how I like to do something. If I'm just wanting a really quick look, I will go in my crease with a bronzer and then a shadow stick or a liquid eyeshadow, whatever it may be. So today we're actually going to go backwards and we are going to test out our new foundation first. Now, I've never tried any complexion products from Morphe, and I actually really haven't tried a lot from Morphe. I've tried a few things, but not too much. But they came out with a new foundation. It is their Lightform Extended Hydration Foundation. It's $20, so a little pricey if you think drugstore. However, a lot of prices in drugstore is going up, especially foundations. You're seeing them more in that $20 price range these days. So we are going to test it out, and I got it online and it came with their, does it say which one? Yes, the M101 complexion brush. I've already tried this brush. I actually like it. I will say the concealer side here is a little bit scratchy, but not too bad. It does blend out really well. And then we have this side for the foundation. So as always, I'm going to try one side with the brush, one with a sponge, and then as I always do, no matter what, on camera or my everyday makeup, I always go back in with my sponge to press it in, even when I'm using my favorite foundation brush, just to make sure it's all in there. I got mine in light 05N, which is supposed to be neutral. I have swatched it, and it's a very thin water texture. I mean, look at that running down. So that is one pump, and we're going to take this brush, and I do like to put it either on my palette or the back of my hand, and I will just work it into that brush. And I hope the lighting's pretty good. I decided we're going to go all natural today. I'm not using any of my studio lights, so I hope you guys can see my face pretty well. And we're going to go this side with the brush first. We'll see if I need to build up with more than one pump, but the fact that we're doing one side brush, one side sponge, I didn't want to do too much. Like I said, I have tried this brush, not the foundation. I got to move my mirror closer. But I have tried this brush and I actually really do like it. The foundation brush side is actually pretty soft. Okay, this looks really pretty. I definitely think we need a little bit more. I can read you guys the claims. They have a lot of shades. It says Morphe's Lightform. Let's see. Morphe's Lightform Extended Hydration Foundation is a weightless second skin foundation with buildable medium coverage that's clinically proven to improve skin's natural radiance, hydration, and barrier function in just 1 week. You notice, I'm sure, and I've noticed, that a lot of foundations are coming out with a lot of skincare benefits in them, which I like. I would not obviously just go with what skincare is in my foundation and call it good. I definitely would still go in with whatever skincare you use, but it's nice to have that extra protection. I feel like this shade is a pretty good shade match. It's actually pretty darn good, but I do still like when I have a good shade match. I still do like to bring it down my neck a little, especially if I'm wearing a shirt like this, like if I'm wearing a tank top, just to make everything cohesive. But this is really, really thin, really lightweight. I would definitely agree with that. I feel like it definitely is a good medium coverage. It has covered up my sun damage spots pretty well. Now, there is the side with the brush, which again, this brush is really nice. I've used it with other foundations. It's really, really pretty. So this is so nice. And I don't have anything on my face as far as primers. All I have is, we're going to go with 2 pumps because the sponge is probably going to take away a little bit of that coverage. Typically it does, but it being the fact that it's a medium coverage, we might be good. So I'm going to, and I went in with 2 pumps on the other side anyways. So I'm going to pick it up and then we're going to blend. Usually a sponge will give you more of that airbrush finish. And the reason it does that is because it gives you a lighter coverage. Usually a sponge will soak it up a little bit more. You know, I've actually been doing this thing with some of my lighter foundations, like my skin tints, because those are a lighter coverage complexion product. I have actually been using a dry sponge, and it actually works pretty well. it's not too bad doing it that way too. All right, so I would say this is giving a good medium coverage with the sponge as well, with just a little light of a pump. I'm gonna do half a pump for my forehead. I don't typically, and I'm gonna use the sponge, do a lot on my forehead. That's where I have most of my sun damage. However, you would think that I would want that really covered, but sometimes a foundation can look really muddy up there if I put too much up there because of the sun damage. So I usually go pretty light on my forehead, and this is covering pretty well even with the sponge with that sun damage. So I will show here real quick. I'm gonna just press it all in now, and then I will show you guys up close. We will zoom in just a little bit, and I will show you what this looks like. This is really pretty. It feels so lightweight. I will say my sunscreen and my moisturizer has a little bit of a glow to it. So I would say this is probably more natural, maybe with a little bit of a glow, but I'm gonna say we're a little extra glowy today because of my skincare. As always, it really just depends on what you put underneath as far as skincare or primers, on how you can change your complexion product with, you know, your skincare, with your sunscreen, all of that. I wasn't wanting to change the complexion. I don't think it changed it too much. I think it just slightly gave us a little bit extra of a glow, because I find this to be more of a natural with a slight tint of glow to it naturally. Very pretty. I definitely agree with the claims. It's very lightweight. It doesn't even feel like I have anything on. We look very hydrated, very beautiful. So I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see it a little bit up close, and then we're going to move on to the next product. So off camera, I did my lashes and I did my concealer. This isn't new, but it's new to me, but I'm not trying it on camera. It's the Clear Brow and Lash Mascara primers. Like, one's for your lashes, like a clear glue for your lashes, and one's for your mascara. So I've been testing this out. This is only my second time testing it. And then for mascara, we put on the e.l.f. Lash Extender. I've used that one many times. I like it. It definitely weighs my lashes down just a little. I thought maybe the lash primer would do some good. Not so much with this mascara, but the mascara I used yesterday, they paired really well together. And then for lips, I put on the Squeeze Me Lip Balm. I got this one in vanilla frosting. I have the other one in the green tube. This smells like a birthday cake. Highly recommend this. This is so good. I'm going to put a little bit more on because these are really, really good. And this smells so delicious. Like, I'm not much of a sweets person, but you guys, delicious. I recommend this one in the green scent. And then I don't know what's going on with my under eyes. I put on the IRL Filter Finish. I have it in C4. Maybe this has expired because I've had it since it came out. I don't know. I've used it many times, never had an issue. I don't have that foundation under my eyes. I don't do that. I like to just have my skincare, very little skincare under there, and then my concealer and set it with a little bit of powder. So I don't know what's going on. It's separating. To be honest, I'll probably take my under eyes off after I'm done with this video. Put a different concealer on. I'm not taking the rest of my makeup off because that's for this video and I need to test it out all day. But probably I'm going to take this off, probably throw this away and get a new one because I'm thinking that's kind of expired. And then I set it with the Morphe setting powder, their loose new setting powder. I have it in translucent white. I'm still testing this out, so that's why I wanted to try it. And then our new stuff. So like I said, we have liquid blush and bronzer and a powder blush and bronzer. We're going to start with the powder side first. And e.l.f. came out, I'm assuming they're new shades because they did, I know a long, long time ago, have their primer infused blush and bronzers. And these they claim are new. I never tried their primers, blush and bronzers in the past, so let me know if they were a matte formula or a different formula and these are a new formula but they're still primer infused, or they just came out with new shades. I'm not sure what's making them new. But I have my bronzer in Tan O'Clock and then Always Crushing in the blush, and I'm gonna show you guys what they look like. I've already swatched them when I got them in. They feel very silky, like very silky and creamy, almost like a cream to powder. So here's what that looks like. I think Tan O'Clock is one of the second deepest shades. I'm looking on their website to see what shade that is. It is the third shade, so it's light, but I don't like my bronzers to be too dark. And then Always Crushing is the next one. And this feels exactly the same. I mean, look how beautiful that is. It feels exactly the same as that bronzer. Like very silky, creamy, almost like a cream to powder. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. That is so gorgeous, you guys. Okay, so their bronzer information. They say a long-lasting powder bronzer infused with priming benefits for effortless blending and sun-kissed color that stays put. New shades available. So that's what makes me think it's all the same, just new shades. I've never tried them, so we're going to try them. And they retail for $7, you know, because e.l.f. is amazing at keeping things low on their price points. All right, so I'm going to go in with this brush here. It doesn't have a name or anything, but I like to use fluffy brushes. I'm going to go in with the side. There was quite a bit of kickback. I noticed when I swatched it when I first got it. But this my husband got me for Mother's Day, I want to say, last year. So I can't link these brushes because I have no idea where he got them. That's pretty. I think that shade is really pretty. It's not too light. It's actually giving me some warmth to my skin, but it's not too dark and it's not too orange or red. I do like to go for more of a neutral shade for my bronzer. However, if I can't, I do like more of a red undertone. It looks better on my skin tone than orange. And this is pulling more neutral. That is so, so pretty, you guys. Wow. It's looking very much, just very natural. It's looking very, just very natural and very infused, very blurring. That's pretty. That's very pretty. All right, and then we have the blushes that we're gonna try out. And they do have some new stuff coming out too that I'm really excited for. So I will be picking up more new e.l.f. stuff. One of them is their bronzing drops. I'll go ahead and give you a little spoiler. I haven't picked it up yet, but I will be. I'm going to pick up my Morphe M553. Sometimes I like to use a big brush like this, and that's what we're going to do. The blush also has some kickback in the pan. But you know, kickback isn't a big thing for me. As long as it applies well on the face, it's not splotchy, it's not patchy or anything like that. But I'm going to pick up their bronzing drops. I've never picked up any of the others. I almost picked up Physicians Formula's bronzing drop. I do want to pick up some of their products, so there will be another drugstore makeup video coming. But I've just never really been into them. I don't know, not really my thing. But I don't know, e.l.f. looks really nice, and I'm thinking I'll just mix it in with my moisturizer on camera with you guys to show you, or even my foundation. I'm not going to use them as just put it on my face as a primer like I see a lot of people do. If I'm going to get it, I'm going to mix it in with something. All right, so again, Always Crushing is our blush shade, and we're going to go in on this side. Ooh, okay, that's very pigmented, and I even took some off. Okay, well, we're Always Crushing because this is very, very, very pigmented. I like to use a big fluffy brush just to give me all that space. And usually when you use a big fluffy brush, if something is pigmented, it kind of diffuses it more evenly, and it kind of makes it so it's not as pigmented. It gives it more of that smooth blurred look. This is definitely pigmented. That's crazy. But this brush is doing a good job at getting it blended out well. So there we have blush and bronzer on that side, and wow, we're very, very pigmented on this side, so I'm very curious on what the liquids are going to look like. A little information on the blush here. A long wearing powder blush infused with primer for seamless blending and incredible staying power, new shades. So pretty much the same as the bronzer, and I'm pretty sure it's the same formula. It sounds like just new shades. I just never picked them up. So far I'm really liking them. That was a lot. Okay guys, now we have our liquids. Hard Candy. It is a brand that I've always been into, and I just recently picked up their lip melts. Love those. Not going to spoil because you guys will be seeing a speed review with them, but I wanted to try these when they first came out. Again, I didn't because I was just so into Sephora brands last year. Again, trying to dig more into drugstore. So we have their liquid blush and bronzers. I have my bronzer in Sweet Tea. I find it very interesting because it's not a doe foot applicator. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like, it is, I guess. But here's what the doe foot looks like. It's very interesting. And when I swatched it, the shade is a little orange for my liking. Like I said, I like it more neutral, if not neutral. It's going to be a red undertone is what I usually go for. I couldn't swatch them in store. I got these at Walmart. I don't know where else you could get them. A little information about them. Like I said, mine's on Sweet Tea. It retails for $7.94. Oh, and the Powder Elf blush and bronzer both retail for $7. These are $7.94. I've seen a lot of people put them when they first came out on their face. It's interesting too because not a lot comes out. Like, and you have this little circle in the middle that there's always product in there. I remember when I first got this home, I swatched them on the back of my hand and I was trying to get that out and it's really hard. But I don't like to go straight into my face with these type of products, at least when I first am trying them out. So we're gonna first put it all over my hand and then I'm gonna take my brush and I'm going to put it on. That should definitely be enough. Just one swipe there should be enough. Hopefully it's not too much. Hopefully what happened to our, yeah. I'm trying to figure out, there it is. Okay, hopefully what happened to our bronzer over here on this side with e.l.f. does not happen to this. Hopefully it doesn't. It's not too pigmented, but that's why I like to put it on the back of my hand before I would go in. Okay, a luminous gel. So I call it liquid, but it definitely does feel like a gel bronzer. A luminous gel bronzer, dripping and nourishing emollients that ignite your summer glow. Words are really hard right now, you guys. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Putty Primer application brush, more of a stiff brush because this is more liquid. So I don't want to go all over the place, and I'm only going to keep it on one side of my brush, but I am blending it into my brush while I read this to you. This long-wearing buildable formula blends flawlessly into skin for a sun-warm radiance with a touch of shimmer. So it does have a little bit of a shimmer. That always worries me a little. There is a product that I recently tried in a trying new makeup video with you guys. I don't think you guys have seen that one yet. I don't think I've gotten that one up. The shimmer in the blush was more like glitter. I said it was shimmery, and I knew it has some shimmer. I'm okay with that because like the new Rare Beauty blushes that came out, beautiful, so gorgeous. However, with those, as long as you don't go overboard and you put too much on, the glow is beautiful as just a blush, but I see those more of a blush topper, and that's probably how I personally would wear them more than anything. But they are really pretty. But that other one from the drugstore, yeah, it told me it was glitter, or it told me it was shimmer, and it was definitely more glitter. Okay, so this is very light in coverage, and I did have a lot on the back of my hand. I blended it into my brush. Usually this will give us a little bit more pigment when you have a more stiff, dense brush. Like, hopefully you guys can see it on camera. It is coming across on my skin, but it's very, very light. Have it in Sweet Tea, like I told you guys, and I think that's the lightest shade. Yeah, it looks like it's the lightest shade, but I didn't want to go too dark. And yeah, you guys can see it on camera. I can see in my viewfinder. You guys can see it on camera. It definitely is more of an orange undertone, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It is blending really, really well into my skin. I'm not going to set these because, again, I want to see how they work on their own. So that's pretty, though. I'm going to just go around it to just blend it out. Okay. Yeah, that looks really pretty. It's a very, very sheer color. So I would assume maybe the darker shades might be a little bit more pigmented, but I want to say just based off of how this formula feels, it's gonna be a very light coverage. It's not gonna give too much coverage. Okay, and then our next one is their gel / liquid blush, and I have mine in Born Yeaterday. And that, based off of the site here, it's $7.94 as well. It's going to be the lightest shade. And the information is, I'm going to assume, is pretty much the same as the bronzer. Luminous liquid blush gets boosted when it's drenched with a blend of vitamins, peptides. Okay, so it's got a little bit different of a information. This is very pinky. It did not look that pinky when I looked at the color online before buying it in store. So we will see. Here's the swatch. It's the same applicator. See how pink that is? I do not go for Barbie doll pink shades, so we shall see. If this is very sheer, like the liquid gel bronzer, I'm okay with this color. But if it's got more pigment, this is not my shade. I would definitely, if I like the formula, would pass this on to one of my kids or just keep it for purpose of videos and get a different shade because they're $7.94. They are very inexpensive, if they're a good formula, I don't mind picking up a different shade and holding on to that one or passing it on to one of my kids. But I don't go for this color unless it's very, very sheer color. With a blend of vitamins, peptides, hyaluronic acid, and squalene, liquidy, lustrous, and on the go approved, your cheeks will look flushly flushed with extra dimension. It doesn't look like it has any shimmer to it. And it didn't say anything about shimmer, so I think that's just the the bronzer formula. The blush looks like it does have a glow, but it has no glitter or shimmer in it. So that's probably what it means with like all the vitamins and peptides and hyaluronic acid properties in it, which I love. It looks really pretty when it's blended out on the back of the hand. I've picked it up on my brush, and as I'm picking it up, it does spread out on the back of my hand and blends out. And that actually looks really pretty. So if that's what it looks like on our cheeks, I'm okay with it. Now, I don't bring my blush down very far. I do like to keep it up higher and blend it in to that bronzer more. Just because I'm a little bit older. I'm 38, and I don't like, especially like that Rare Beauty blush, I don't put on the apples of my cheeks. I will put on top of a matte blush. I mean, that's how I would try it out. I've only tried it out just as a blush. I've only tried that twice. I definitely need to give it more of a try. Okay, so yeah, this is a very, very sheer color as well, but they feel really good. Both of them feel really good on my cheeks. Like, they look really nice. This definitely has a beautiful glow to it. It looks healthy on the skin. It's blending it really, really well, really nicely. So you probably could dip it onto your cheek and be okay. I just don't like to do that when I first try products like these if I don't know how they're gonna look, if it's gonna get patchy, because sometimes you can apply stuff like that on your cheeks and it gets really patchy. But we are so pigmented on this side with that blush from e.l.f. Trial and error, like I said, be you guys' guinea pig. Definitely, those are very pigmented e.l.f. blushes. So very, very light-handed. I can get very heavy-handed with my blush. I like just a very small amount of blush on my cheeks. Just a little bit of blushing type of look. I don't like it all crazy. And then here we have this side. You can see it, and you see that glow? It's really pretty. It is really, really pretty. It's a very, very light color. So, you know, you could always wear this and then go over it with a more pigmented powder blush to set it. Again, I'm not setting these. I might pick up another shade just to play around with other shades, but I don't think I'm going to pass this on. It's actually a pretty shade. It's not very much Barbie doll pink when it gets on my skin. Maybe it depends on your skin tone. It might look that way on someone else, but on me, as you guys can see, it's a very light pink, but it's got that beautiful glow. So far I'm impressed with everything. Now we do have our stick foundation, our stick eyeshadow, and a setting spray to try out, then we're done. But so far, these products and that foundation, chef's kiss. The foundation looks really, really pretty. It hasn't been picked up. These products have not picked up the foundation. All of this stuff has laid beautifully on top of it. Okay, we have that shadow stick, but real quickly, I went ahead and took off my e.l.f. lip balm. I just put that on to nourish my lips, and we did this combo. This is the Hard Candy lip liner. I have mine, or Instant Pout lip liner. I have mine in First Move. I'm really enjoying this. I've only used this maybe 3 times. The shade is really pretty, and then it's got this brush to smudge out the liner. I do that a lot when I'm wearing a lip liner, so that's why I chose this one, and I wanted to test it more before, obviously, I can put it in a speed reviews. And then the Revived Lip Oil from e.l.f. and Honey Talks is what I put on over it. You know, I've been told that that Instant Pout lip liner is a dupe or alternative to, I believe it's the Refi lip liner that has, or maybe it's the Makeup by Mario. There is a high-end lip liner. I'll look it up because I've thought about testing that out to see if they're the same or close to a dupe or an alternative to that brand, because it has a brush on the other side. So that's what I did for the lips. That's going to be our final lip look. And now we just have a setting spray, and then we have our shadow stick. So our shadow stick is from Hard Candy. It is their Hard Candy I Defy eyeshadow marker. I have it in a shimmer color. I believe they're all shimmers. I don't think they have any mattes out. And mine is in the shade Cold Brew. And when I swatch this, I'm telling you, beautiful and very, very creamy. Again, I swatched it when I got it home, but here's what it looks like. And here's a swatch on the back of the hand. This is so pretty, you guys, and it's so creamy. I'm excited to put it on the lid and see what it actually looks like on the lid. But before we do that, I just want to show you guys that real quick. Give you guys information while I apply this bronzer. We're going to use, like I said, use this in the crease on our eyes. This is what I like to do when I'm just doing a very quick and easy look. I will just go in with a little bit of bronzer in my crease, and then I will go in with a shadow stick, and we call it good, or a liquid shadow, whichever. And we get to test this bronzer out, not only as a bronzer on our face, but also a bronzer in the, you know, the crease of our eye. Does this work for a eyeshadow too? You know, for someone who buys 90% of her products, every so often I have had some brands send me some stuff, but the majority of the time I'm purchasing all this stuff, you guys. This is all stuff that I purchased with my own money, and I like to get my money's worth of everything. So if I can use a product in multiple ways, that's how I also feel like a product is outstanding. In my opinion, that means a product is really good. You know, a bronzer can be used in the crease, then it's worth, you know, $30 if you're going high end. This is only $7, but I'm telling you, this is such a good bronzer in the crease as well. I mean, I put that IRL filter on my lid and it's separating up there as well. I don't know what's going on. Like, now that I'm looking at it up close, it looks so bad under my eyes, you guys. You can't see it because even though I'm not using studio lights, this natural lighting, as far as I can see in my viewfinder, I guess we'll find out once I start editing this video, is doing me some really good justice. You guys cannot see how bad my under eyes look. The rest of my face looks beautiful, but my under eyes, holy cow, they look horrible. And it's doing the separation on the top of my lids as well. But this bronzer from e.l.f. here, like, blended on top of that really well. That doesn't always happen. All right, so the hard candy, I have it in bubbly. It only retails for $5.97. They have quite a bit of shades here, like a lot of shades. So depending on how this works, I really do like shadow sticks. Like, there are definitely others I want to pick up as well, and I will, to test out in more drugstore, you know, like I see Ulta and Sephora brands, for example, as a drugstore brand. And I definitely want to pick up the Ulta one and test it out. I actually missed the sale that they just had going on. I thought it was going to go on longer, and I was waiting to purchase some stuff. And then went to go do, and I saw my cart price. I'm like, oh, the sale is over. So we're still going to do that anyways, but would have nice to have gone a little bit cheaper. All right, so this is pigmented, packed, party proof, just a swipe and go. Give your lids a wash, a quick, drying, high impact color, and just a single swipe. This budge proof formula lasts up to 12 hours, but stays soft thanks to creamy sheer butter. Available in metallic, oh, and matte shades. Okay, includes a built-in sharpener, which is on the end here, so you get to sharpen it. It does have mattes, so I might have to pick up some more mattes after we try out some more from other brands like I mentioned. But sometimes I don't have time to do a crazy look, and you can do bronzer up there, or you can take one or two eyeshadow colors from a palette, blend them together in your crease, go in with this, and you're good. Like, I like a good shadow stick, especially for someone who has hooded eyes and someone who's a little bit older. Like, we've got to kind of work with what we got, right? And oh my God, is this creamy, you guys? And this is not as dark as I thought it was going to be. I was kind of hesitant to get this one. I debated against this one in a different shade, like more of a pinky shade, but you guys know me, I'm a neutral girl. More neutral than anything, so I debated, and I went ahead and went with the bronzy, darker brown shade instead of the pink shade, but this is not very dark at all. I don't like to put too much dark on my lids because of having the hooded eyes. It kind of brings them down, and who wants that, right? This is so pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys. So this is definitely creamy, but I can see what they mean by it's fast drying. Now, I don't feel the formula itself is drying. Like, this feels extremely creamy on my lids. And, you know, a lot of times when you have a shadow stick or a liquid eyeshadow, you're going to put it on like this and then go in with a brush and blend it out. But this is blending really well on its own. Like, I don't feel like I need to go in and blend it with a brush. Like, that's blended in beautifully on its own. A quick and done. Here's what it looks like. Oh my gosh. That's so pretty, you guys. Like, I feel like everything's working so well in this video. It doesn't happen often. I have had some videos where stuff works really well, like everything looks good and works really well together, but it doesn't happen very often. But with this video, it's happening. That's happening with this video. I still think I look crazy with a lot of pigment blush over here and a very subtle, beautiful glow, but very, very crazy. I don't plan to go anywhere today, thank God. Okay, setting spray. So I guess we do have a little bit of a helping property. I didn't really think about that when I got this. This is e.l.f.'s new Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. We know they're trying to dupe the makeup, what is it? Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. As you guys can see, I love this. It gives such a beautiful glow to the skin. I'm almost out of it. That will be a repurchase for sure. But e.l.f. is always out here duping, and I've seen a lot of people get mad about e.l.f. and how they're not getting creative and they're just duping. I can see where they're coming from, and I kind of am in that, I don't know. I'm kind of there too, where I would like to see e.l.f. come out with some new stuff that is all their own and they're more creative. But I also like the fact that they're duping because, again, as someone who buys 90% of the stuff you see here, some of it, yes, PR, but 90 to probably 95% of it is me purchasing with my own money. I'm okay with dupes. Like, I'm okay, and e.l.f. is always slaying these dupes or slash alternatives. Sometimes e.l.f.'s, what they are trying to do falls short as a dupe and it's more an alternative. And they keep their prices so low with great products. So I can see where people are coming from, but I'm also all for it. e.l.f. keep giving us the dupes, but please maybe come out with some stuff that you've come out with your own that you're more creative about. So I understand that. So I'm guessing this is supposed to be that. I mean, they do have their gripping primer, which I absolutely love that as well. I just ran out of it, need to repurchase it, but I get really kind of stuck. Like, I need to repurchase certain things, but I also have this that I want, that's new, that I want to buy. So I might cut back a little bit on the buying new stuff after this next drugstore purchase of stuff I'm going to be buying, and stock up on some stuff that I do want to repurchase, like the NYX Serum Concealer. I really, really like that. I haven't had it in quite some time, and I want to test it out in a different way than just a concealer. I want to test it as a foundation. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, you know, I really love that as a concealer under my eyes. It was beautiful. I bet it'd be a good foundation. As a very quick and one and done, put under the eyes and the face. You're done with your complexion pretty much, or at least your base products. So I might go ahead and cut back a little bit on the purchasing new stuff for a bit after this last haul. And well, and I also have more stuff from Sephora coming. That's just taken forever, but I always expect that when they have their sale going on, because I may or may not purchase made another purchase after the first one. But anyways, yeah, and then just go ahead and repurchase my stuff, and then I can get back to purchasing new stuff. Anyways, this retails for $10, and it says it is a Biophase makeup setting spray with shakily fine mist that grips makeup for long-lasting wear with a hydrated, dewy finish. So we're already kind of dewy as it is, so we're going to shake it up. We're going to see how this mist is. I really like the mist on the Hydro Grip. What do I need both of these in my collection? I don't know, but there might be differences. It may not be fully on a dupe. This might have more of a glow than this. This may just do gripping. This, who knows, right? So we're going to try it. All right. Ooh, that's very, very finely mist. I really love their coconut setting spray. Ooh, yeah, that's very finely mist. We'll see if it has that dewy look to it once it dries down. Okay, probably went a little overboard, but that's okay. So we're going to let this dry down, and then we're going to see what it looks like. But I really, really like the mist of that. I may spray a little too much, and it did go a little all over the place. The mister did get a little messy. Very cute packaging. Again, we know what they're trying to do here for sure. But that's very, very, very nice and finely misted. It sprayed evenly all over my face. I don't see spots everywhere. So I'm very impressed. It's only $10. I think this is like 30 bucks. So I might have to do some comparison. Okay, so this has been sitting for a bit. It feels really nice on the skin. Obviously, we need to see how it makes the makeup last. I didn't think about this. I apologize, you guys. Tomorrow, we will go with absolutely nothing on the face. But for the most part, we didn't use a bunch of stuff. I normally would go with powder my T-zone and then a setting spray to set the rest of my face. I will say this gave a nice, pretty glow, but this is more glowy than this. So as far as the glow goes, alternative, but I have to play around with these more and test them side by side to see if they're exactly a dupe. But I am liking this. All right, guys, so real quick, we are going to go over everything real fast, and I'm going to tell you my final first impression thoughts. Like I said, this I really do enjoy. I'm going to play around with it more. We'll see how it does make my makeup last, but so far so good. These are beautiful. Very, very light-handed with the blushes, though. I believe no matter what shade you go with, you're going to want to go light-handed. Very much pigmented. Very, very much pigmented. I will say the dewy, or the gripping, I say dewy because it says it's going to give a dew, but the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray from e.l.f. did make our matte blush, as you can see, definitely more dewy. So it did give a little bit of a glow. And it's pretty. This, great. Like, I will reach for this, I feel like, quite a bit for the one and done in the eyes like we did today. It blended in really well. It is the lightest shade, or second to lightest shade, but it's not too light, and the undertone is perfect. So loving that. And then we have these hard candy products here. I'm loving this. I'm excited to get more colors. I'm going to pick up some matte colors and play around with them. I'm excited to get other shades. I'm excited to use this one more because I feel like it just looks so pretty on the lid. It's not too shimmery, but it gives a little bit of a shimmer. It's not bringing my eyelids down like a lot of crazy shimmery colors will because of the hooded eyes. It's not too dark, and a lot of times too dark will do that. So it blended in really nicely. You don't need a brush. You can literally put it on and you're done. So a very, very great product for a quick and easy. Like I said, I highly recommend going in with this and then a bronzer or just one or two of your favorite eyeshadow matte colors, and you're done. Like, quick and easy every day. And these I really, really like as well. This is a beautiful, like, even before spraying it, it gave such a beautiful, healthy glow to the skin. Very, very light, so don't be scared by the baby doll pink if you're someone that doesn't like that shade, because once it got on my skin, it's very sheer, very pretty. I think this would be a great product to lay underneath that Rare Beauty, the new blush that they came out with, and use that as a blush topper to set it and give that more of a beautiful glow to it. And then this bronzer, I really do like. They both just really blended well. When I try them next time, I'm going to apply them directly to my face and see if they get patchy and blend well that way. But so far, so good. It is a little bit orangey than my liking. However, because it is such a sheer color that once you blend it out, it really is not at all. It just gives that really very subtle sun-kissed glow look, and it does have a little bit of a shimmer, but it's not glittery, and it looks beautiful. And this foundation, so far so good. It looks so pretty, you guys. Like, it's just so lightweight. It blended so fast and easily. It's not heavy. It really does feel like I have nothing on my skin. The shade is a really good shade match. So if you're close to my skin tone, light 05N is the shade that I have, and I'm excited to test it out more. The packaging is really cute. Like I said, I've never tried a Morphe based product, so I'm definitely now interested in dipping my toes in Morphe products more. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll have everything linked and listed below, as well as social media. I have some new products in this video and past videos I definitely need to get on social media about and start showing it off to everyone in social media and do some shorts there and maybe some shorts on here. So make sure you subscribe as well, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you here very soon. Bye.